In this video, you're going to find out 5 ways to stop that excessive overthinking. And at the end, you're going to get a bonus that will instantly clear your mind anytime you like. It's like just having a magic bullet whenever we think too much. Hey, welcome. I'm Stephen Webb, Inner Peace Guide. Do you find you overthink too much? Do you find you lie down at night and your mind just goes into this overdrive of everything you've got to go through and do? Do you find that no matter what it is, whether it's really important or whether it's really minor, your mind just mentally just keeps thinking about it over and over again? And top a lot, it's normally about what we don't want to think about. Hey, join the club. And everybody I coach, everybody I help, they all say the same thing. It's normal. But what can we do about it? We don't want to hear it's normal. We don't want to hear like, okay, everybody does it. It's fine. It's normal. Bollocks. I want to know how to get rid of it. I want to know how to stop this excessive overthinking. I want to have some sleep at night. That's what you're saying. Okay. How can I help you to get rid of some of this excessive overthinking? Well, let's understand thinking to begin with. Because we can't fix anything until we understand what it is in the process. So just indulge me for a couple of moments while I explain that. First of all, it's your subconscious mind that's doing the thinking. You're not doing the thinking. Your subconscious mind in the back of your head is throwing all these things in your way simply to survive. Years ago, when we woke up in the morning, we might have been eaten by a bear within the first 10 minutes. So we had to throw in all the negatives just to check through and do that morning check. Just like a pilot's got to go through the check-in process of the aircraft before taking off. Your mind is constantly doing that. It's alerting you to all of these check-in process to keep you awake. The threat's changed. We don't have to worry every morning whether there's a big bear going to eat us when we wake up. Most of us don't anyway. But the mind is still doing that same check-in process. Instead, though, it's looking at everything we're doing and our habits. And I've got the bad news for you. There's no off switch. You're not going to just turn your mind off. Because there is a couple of times in your life where you've got no thinking. When you're in deep sleep. Or between thoughts. Here's the thing. You're only aware when you're thinking. All the other time you're not aware. So please bear that in mind. It's a bit deep, but please bear that in mind. So we think we over excessive think, but really we don't. It's only when we're aware of it. Okay. The other thing is our minds are really crap multitasker. It just cannot do it. It cannot do 2 things at once. You cannot have gratitude for something and have a negative and hate something at the same time. You'll do one, then the other, one, then the other, and you'll keep flipping between them. So we can use that for our advantage. So when we're thinking about one thing, we can change the thoughts and move it to another thing, which is really good. But we've got to become aware of that. We've got to become aware of these things. And the thinking, the subconscious mind, is doing nothing more than the habit of what you're thinking. You know, you meet someone for 3 months in the endorphins, the love is blind stage. All you think about is that person. The texting, the messaging, the phone calls, the time spent. You cannot think about anything else. That's okay, because you like those thoughts. Well, it becomes a habit over 3 months. And then something goes wrong, you split up, you move on. And then the subconscious mind doesn't know that you don't want to think about that person now 24 hours a day. You want to wipe them out of your life. You want to literally delete them from your mental, from any kind of memories in your mind. You want to delete them completely, just like we do on Facebook. Block them, block thoughts. How awesome would that be? Well, we do have a block button, but we just got to learn how to use it. So Your mind is just a habit machine, and it just goes on the habit of thinking all the time. So whatever you thought about the past 3 months, it'll continue to think about. So we've got to use that power again to change our thinking. Okay. We've got to now give the subconscious mind pointers to where we want to think. If it's always thought negatively, we'll go, okay, thanks for the negativity. Now we're going to think a bit more positive. So on to the 5 ways of stopping excessive thinking when you're thinking too much, or when you're thinking too much. Oh, the irony, the paradox and the irony of it. First thing is, do not resist. Number 1, do not resist the thoughts. Your thinking subconscious mind is like a little child. It's like a little child that is just determined to get your attention. And it will carry on throwing these thoughts at you constantly until it's heard. Until it feels like it's been heard and you've dealt with the issue. Because bearing in mind, we're hardwired for the negative for protection. So your mind is just giving you what it needs, what it thinks you need to protect against. So it's basically saying, hey, there's a bear going to eat you. Oh, I don't want that thought. Hey, there's a bear going to eat you. I don't want that thought. Hey, there's a bear going to eat you. Now, and the thought might be, hey, go on Facebook. Hey, think about an ex. Or, hey, think about that bad event that's going to happen next week. It doesn't matter. To the subconscious mind, it's all a bear. Okay? It doesn't know about parties. It doesn't know about love and heartbreak. That's for the body. That's for emotions and feelings. The subconscious mind doesn't care about any of those things. Okay? This kind of things will really change your life. Okay? When we really get to grips with this stuff, it'll really change the way you feel inside. It'll really change everything about it. But bear with me for a moment. So what do we do? What does it mean not to resist them? Well, it means to, hey, that's a thought. Okay, thank you for the thought. I appreciate it. There's not a bear in the room now, but thank you for letting me know. And we're going to be thinking about something different. When the subconscious mind goes, okay, thank you for listening. And then about 10 minutes later, I go, hey, did you hear about the bear in the room? And you go, thank you. There's no bear in the room. It's over. Okay, everything's fine. And then it'll leave it 20 minutes. Then it'll leave it half an hour. And then an hour. And eventually these excessive thoughts will get less and less. The gap between them will get longer and longer and longer and bigger. But the more you resist, the gap becomes closer. The next thing you can do is train your thinking. Now, this doesn't stop your excessive thinking in the moment, but it gives you the ability to stop it in the future whenever it is arising. And how do we do the training? Well, dare I say the word meditation. Now, you don't need to sit in a cave for 20 years. Probably bears in the cave. But what you can do is just sit and focus on something 5 minutes twice a day. You could sit on the edge of the bed and focus on a spot on the wall. Focus on a cobweb you've got to get rid of, or focus on a floor tile. A candle, light an incense stick. Don't call it meditation. Just call it focused concentration. Call it mind control. My own mind control. And what you do is you sit there and you look at it for 5 minutes. And every time your mind wanders, say, thank you for the thought, but we're focusing on the candle. Thank you for the thought, we're focusing on the candle. Then the first thing you'll notice, because I want you to be really aware of this, is the fact that you will recognize how often you think. And you'll think, I can't do this because I think too much. Join the club. This is why we do it. Everybody thinks they think too much, and everybody thinks they can't do this because they think too much. But if you think too much, that's why you need to do this. When we become aware of our thoughts, we think we're crazy because we think, oh my God, do I think a lot? That's why you're watching this video. If you watch my other videos, you'll see why I teach this stuff. But I don't want to repeat my story again and again and again. Yeah, so do that focus twice a day for 5 minutes. And this will build up the muscle in your mind to bring control over what you're thinking. Hey, I don't like this thought and I'm not going to run with this thought. And you change the thought. You are in control of it. You're not in control before a thought happens, but you're in control what you do when the thought occurs. Because you're not the thinker. The thinker's just doing. Just like your foot's just being a foot. You're not your foot. That's just part of you. You're not your subconscious mind. That's just part of you. It's just doing its job. Okay? So that's 2. Do not resist and build up some kind of training for your thinking. Now, the other thing you can do in the moment is do something different. Break out from it. Walk away from it. Go for a walk. Put on some music. Read a book. Do the dishes. Do something that you don't want to do, or go and enjoy something you do want to do. But don't sit there and dwell on the thinking. Do not sit there and dwell on the thinking. Like I say, you can't think about 2 things at once. You cannot physically put on some headphones, dance around the house, be really happy and all that, and really, really cheerful, and be outright ungrateful and miserable at the same time. You can't be. It just doesn't work that way. You can't smile and feel bad. You can't laugh and feel bad. Try it. Try it right now. Laugh and feel outright miserable. It just doesn't work. And the more you try it, the more you laugh, ironically, because the laughing will always trump the misery. How many times has you been right out miserable and someone comes in and cracks the most worst, ridiculous joke in the world that's not even funny? And they go, go on, laugh. You want to, you want to laugh. And you just laugh and you think, oh my God, I am in the most miserable part of my life and you're making me laugh, you bastard. Yeah. So laugh. They're just thoughts. The other thing is we can do, number 4, is physical exercise. When we're exerting physical exercise on our bodies, we really do shift from our heads to our bodies. And we really do, the mind allows the body to take over. It looks at the physical exercise as running from the bear. So it's very much, its attitude is, hey, there's a bear behind you. You want to run, mate. I'm going to leave you to running. I'm not going to interrupt you with Facebook and other non-important things. I'm going to allow you to do your exercise. So exercise is really good. It's really good for the chemicals and all that, and a healthy brain as well. It's not just for the body. The other thing we can do, number 5, is do a mind dump. Now, when we do a mind dump, what I mean by this is grab a piece of paper, grab a pen or a pencil, and just write everything down. Set your alarm clock for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever you want, however long you want to do, and just get it all down on paper. Everything, all down on paper. It doesn't matter whether it's positive, negative. Don't worry about capitalization. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about commas or full stops. Just write everything down. If you're in a bad mood and you want to blame everybody, blame everything on everything. Even be mad at the plant for not growing when you didn't water it. Just blame everybody and everything. And then put positive things as well. Just write everything. However unimportant it might seem to you at that moment, write it all down. And then burn it. Get rid of it. File it away. Shred it. What this does is the mind, when you write something down, the mind thinks you've dealt with it. And there's proof of this. How many to-do lists have you wrote down that you've never actually done? Somewhere is a whole pile of to-do lists, millions of them written by everybody in the world, of things that I've never done that were urgent, that didn't stop the world. We've all done it. But the reason for that is because when we write something down, there's so much importance on the writing down. The subconscious mind doesn't actually know what the task is that needs to be done. All it knows is you've done something about it. So the act of writing it down, that's why you feel better once the list is done. Because the subconscious mind thinks it's done. It's really weird the way it works, but it works. Then I promised you at the beginning of the video a bonus. And I'm going to give you one more, a sixth one, before I give you the bonus. And the sixth one is, if you really can't stop the obsessive thinking after all 5 things that I've done, that I've told you, sit there and be part of the thinking. Sit there and go really deep into the thinking. So sit on the edge of the bed, and if it's about a heartbreak or about something that's really coming next week that you don't want, or it's about your kids not picking up the Lego or something, it really doesn't matter what it is. Really go into it really, really deeply. And you'll find the subconscious mind will get bored with it pretty quick and you'll move on. But I want to give you this. If you're ever sat there and you're really, it's doing your head in because it's one thought after another, sit there and do this. Just find a quiet, comfortable spot and just sit there and go, okay, let me have them. I'm listening. Give me every thought you've got. I'm listening. And like magic, every one of those thoughts will disappear and run away. Try it right now. Just sit there and go, okay, subconscious mind, give me everything you've got. I'm waiting. How cool is that? How cool is that? You can use that forever. You can have that tip free on me. Thank you guys. Look, namaste. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Please comment. Have you got any tips? Have this helped you? Check out my other videos. Subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to be doing weekly videos. So big hug. Namaste. Just a gentle reminder, I've got a new book out called How to Create Your Inner Peace. The kind of inner peace that gives you real freedom without anybody being able to take it away. You can download your book for free on sweb.me/book.